Hallo, ich bin Professor Trelawney und damit ganz herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video hier auf meinem Kanal. Wie ihr unschwer verkennen könnt, es ist Harry Potter Zeit und zwar geht es heute, ja, ich habe mich heute extra in Schale geworfen für euch, denn heute hat der Showcase zu Hogwarts Legacy stattgefunden, beziehungsweise ein weiterer. Wir haben ja schon ein bisschen was gesehen und heute gab es einen weiteren Livestream auf YouTube und ich glaube sogar auf Twitch auch. Jedenfalls haben wir uns das Ganze gemeinsam im Stream angeschaut. Also quasi den Stream im Stream. Wow. Und jetzt hier auf YouTube. Und was alles in dem Showcase gezeigt wurde, was uns erwartet an Gameplay. Jetzt genau, fast genau auf den Tag. Genau, 3 Monate. Am 10. Februar kommt es raus. Heute ist der 11. November. Das seht ihr jetzt. Und ihr könnt unten in der Timeline einmal reinschauen. Ich habe euch die wichtigen Punkte markiert, falls ihr vorspulen möchtet. Ansonsten wünsche ich euch ganz, ganz viel Spaß mit der Reaction. Und wenn ihr es noch nicht gemacht habt, würde ich mich sehr, sehr freuen, wenn ihr dem Kanal ein kostenloses Abo da lasst. Wir werden natürlich Hogwarts Legacy spielen. Was denn sonst? Ich habe mir Urlaub genommen. Wir werden komplett reinsuchten. Und lasst dem Video gerne eine Bewertung da. Und jetzt ganz, ganz viel Spaß. Hallo. Ich bin Professor Trelawney. Okay, sorry, ich habe echt einen Harry Potter Schaden, ey, es ist nicht schön. Oh Gott, ey, ich bin so ein Freak. Auf Google steht das Singleplayer, vielleicht haben sie aber was hinzugefügt. Boah, kann ich schlecht gucken ohne Brille, ey. Ja, mal gucken, also wir werden ja gleich Gameplay sehen. Geht. 10, 9, 8. Brauche ich für zu Hause. Mein Gott. Da oben stand sie gerade, die Collectors. Für 400.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and we've got a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we get into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to. First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. He's the local Merlin conspiracy theorist.
Guilty as charged, yes.
One half of Expecto Go, yeah. James Whitehead.
Thanks, Chandler. Yes, I'm James Whitehead of Expecto Go, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. And I am one half of Expecto Go, the other half, my wife Sue, represents that other half. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Avalanche Software, for inviting me. I cannot wait to go over this gameplay. I just got to say that.
Sind alle selber so aufgeregt,
ey. Thank you for being here. And we've got 2 people from the studio, just 2 of the many people bringing this thing together. The magic of Hogwarts Legacy. Game director Alan Tu.
Hello, everyone.
And senior environment artist and Hogwarts expert Boston Madsen.
Hello.
So thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules right now to sit down with us to help us show everybody gameplay. So what we're going to be showing you today, first, the character creator, because it's your legacy, and you have to create yourself when you get into to get into Hogwarts and bring your whole authentic self to Hogwarts. So we're going to show you.
Muss ich übersetzen, Leute? Versteht ihr alles? Soll ich irgendwas erklären?
It's just a small tour of Hogwarts, right? Because Hogwarts is huge.
Ich liebe auch Harry Potter so sehr.
So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot. So, and finally, ending up with combat. A little taste of combat, a little taste of how all that works.
Let's go.
Just a little taste, yeah. So we're excited to get there. But again, first and foremost, we need to get into this character creator. And James, with you here, we wanted to let you create this character. So, Andrew, who
okay, also die machen das jetzt direkt live. Also sie gehen wirklich live ins Game. Das ist nicht aufgenommen. Okay, geil.
Oh gosh. All right, I won't break anything.
Das ist
All right,
cool.
so what are we looking at right here on this screen?
These are your presets. So a lot like other games, there's some initial settings that
Meine
you can
Kamera ist perfekt.
choose for your character that just kind of get them into like
Warte,
the
ich mach
ballpark
mal
of
weg.
what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man.
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be. It's our goal with this is to make sure that for
Bitte
anyone
besser
that
gucken.
fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for
Yeah.
the very first time,
Yeah.
that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and essentially bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Oh my God, and options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here right quick?
This is all about you
Okay,
today.
okay. All right. So, okay, yeah, that's me. We're here. That's me right there. All right, so that's step one.
We're
So,
pretty close, but let's look at everything
Okay,
here. You
let's
know,
go over
play
here.
around with some of these options. Like really,
All right, so what are we looking at
Hallo,
with this
komm mal hier
option
unten
over
hin.
here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Lass
so
jetzt
a
mal
lot of
meinen
the different
Rahmen.
faces that you saw in the
Okay, man kann
previous
extrem
game, all
viel
those faces
machen.
are choices that you have.
Also man kennt es ja von anderen
So
Spielen schon,
you
dass man
can- now
auch
you're just
richtig
kind of getting into the
Gesichtszüge
details
und
in your
alles
face shape, in your skin color.
komplett
And then
personalisieren
because we
kann.
knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away. Even
Yeah.
though it's an option later in the game,
Yeah.
you can collect different types of glasses, put them on later.
Ich sehe uns
We
jetzt
use
schon
options
2
in the
Stunden
front
erstmal den
if you want
Charakter
glasses for the
einstellen. Oh mein Gott.
Man. Oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces.
Oh je.
with this. Wow, you guys.
Da kann man sich ja ewig mit aufhalten.
I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go with that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
those are your glasses
This
there.
gla-
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, so we started. We could go.
ich
ahead
habe
and
meine
talk if we want.
Glasses schon.
Oh man, and this is just some.
Imagine,
of
das
the
wäre meine Alltagsbrille.
Yeah, so through the course of the game, there's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear for the character, there's lots of different classes. There's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
Like
for-
how it's all
Ja, vor allem einfach
Ja.
länger,
Very
Such a good
authentic.
call. Such a good call.
länger damit
Oh, yeah.
beschäftigt, einen
Alright, so
Charakter
now-
zu erstellen, als überhaupt das
we
Game
can
zu
go
spielen.
fleek on this one with the hair.
I spend a lot of time here just like dreaming about my different characters. And what
Oh
they're gonna
my
be like.
gosh, the pony.
Ich habe auch
The
bei
thing I'm always
Tiny
amazed
Tina's
by when
Wonderlands,
I
ich habe
see
so lange an meinem
aspects of
Charakter
Hogwarts
gebastelt,
Legacy
ey.
Character creator is
Ja.
just the texture. And like you even adding the bounce with the hair moving around. Yo, that kind of looks like Hermione a little bit. I'm not even gonna just like fret. I'm not fretting. And we
Ah,
can
es sieht schon
just
gut aus,
go,
oder?
Can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Da sehe ich mich.
Yo, this is so cool. Oh, I like that. That is cute. Oh, okay, so little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
was it purple?
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But oh my gosh, this is so cool. So you literally can bring yourself like.
Ey, kann man sich
there's a myriad
stundenlang
of
damit
textures
beschäftigen.
and different hairstyles here.
Ach du
All right,
Scheiße,
so
ey.
now we're getting over here to play around with some of the.
These are more subtle
Macht er
options.
jetzt?
We've got
Kann's nicht
freckles,
lesen.
moles, different things like when it comes to your complexion, like darker eyes.
Kann's nicht
maybe,
lesen,
some
was
shading
steht
on the
da?
cheeks.
Oh,
Freckles.
man.
Oh mein Gott, man kann, wer ist das Deutsch? Sommersprossen.
I do have a bit of
Sommersprossen und so
And
einen
then
Scheiß alles noch
scarves
machen.
are one of those options where
Kann nichts lesen ohne meine Brille, ist ja
they have
Wahnsinn.
his own unique stars.
Yeah.
Scarf, and you can come in
And-
with
Yours.
scarves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, krass.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I didn't even see that.
Alter, du kannst ja einfach Narben machen, Sommersprossen.
Yeah.
Love those.
Yeah, you look kind
It's
of
a
like.
classic.
Yeah, you look kind of just like tough. But anyway, so now we're over here. Oh man, this, you guys, this is
Eye
so
color.
sick.
Again, getting more
Okay, du kannst
subtle.
irgendwie voreinstellen und
Really,
kannst
like,
dann noch
dialing in that
das
face.
feintunen.
Really, yeah.
In Augenbrauen.
I don't know how revealing I want to be. with
Meine
my face.
Augenbrauen, Farbe,
Features now,
Form.
just like,
Alter
yeah, I
Schwede,
have a
ey.
big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options. Just
Wir müssen unbedingt versuchen, einen Charakter zu machen, der mir selber voll ähnlich
And then
sieht.
this final tab here
Und
is where you
einen,
kind of
vielleicht, wenn
bring
man
your
es,
full character together.
keine Ahnung, ob
You know,
man
the
da
story
mehrere
finalizes
Durchgänge machen kann
everything.
oder
You're not
so.
choosing your house here?
Doch Bock so richtig freaky zu machen. Oder vielleicht kann man auch zwischendurch sein Aussehen dann ändern, irgendwie an einem Schrank oder so.
Voice 1 or voice 2,
So
which is
geil.
more kind of a masculine or feminine voice. And then even within that, changing your pitch.
Das war
pitch
bei,
slider.
It's a subtle slider, but
Yeah.
but you can hear it.
das war bei Dingsbums auch, bei Tiny
And so you
Tina.
can kind of make out the
Da könntest
differences.
du auch
So yeah,
deine
you
Stimme
choose
einfach
which kind of voice that
verstellen,
you
wie die
want.
klingen soll
You'll
und
be
so.
selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because Andrew's going to be taking us through some of the experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about difficulty, yeah, with combat and how that plays in.
That is a
But I
big
think
question.
the important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers especially,
Right.
story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games? Like, no, just enjoy this game. It's,
And I will put expecto and then
Okay,
go.
es gibt auch einen Schwierigkeitsgrad.
Yeah, awesome.
and then
Okay.
whether you want to be witch or wizard.
Amazing.
What'd you think? Character creator, we're good?
I'm good. Let's explore
Hey.
Hogwarts and let's get into some combat.
All right, through the magic of using a dev kit, we're gonna be loading up a save a little later in so that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James, there you are. You're
Okay,
wearing
das
House
ist auf jeden
Fanatic
Fall
robes,
aufgezeichnet.
from the account linking.
Thank you. I do look good. And this is our first look at
Und jetzt sehen wir auch das, was schon in den Leaks unten rechts so vermutet wurde.
Awesome. But Alan, what are we seeing right here with the UI? Because this is our first look.
Yeah. So right now, we know there's been a lot of questions about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over it from right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond.
Mhm.
So those are, everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay. Okay.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly. To the top left of that is, you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times. And Revelo is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the
Okay,
spell
ist ganz
menu
geil
because
eigentlich,
there's a
finde
lot
ich,
of
dass man so
spoilers
eine
there.
Minimap
What
hat.
are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the
Muss man mal
L1
sehen,
button
wie
next
weit
to
sich
it, that's
das
another thing where
zum
we don't want to
Orientieren
spoil, but basically
nutzen
that's where you
lässt.
access your tools.
Also es wird ja bestimmt auch eine große Karte geben, dass man so eine Großkarte aufmachen kann, aber finde ich schon mal gar nicht schlecht, dass man die Option hat, da eine Minimap zu machen. Ja, auch relativ dezent und durchsichtig auch noch.
Okay, cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right.
Ein
The
Oily.
green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini-map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of mini-maps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the mini-map and turn on or off different elements of our HUD.
Really immerse yourself.
Yeah.
And we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of
Welches Haus wirst du sein?
Also Andrew's giving us a
Man
good
hat ja
look
jetzt nicht
over here
gesehen,
on
ob man
what
das
we call,
selber so bestimmen
I'm
kann,
a
ne?
fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories.
Ich bin mal gespannt, also ob man selber
Very nice bedside
direkt
tables.
sagen kann, ich will das oder das, weil man hat ja auch schon diesen sprechenden Hut gesehen.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
Also ich habe vor,
So now we're
auf jeden Fall in der Woche ein Luna
We really tried making
Cosplay
these
zu
low
machen.
ceilings
Ich habe auch schon
that
das
back.
Outfit da.
First thing I know is the music, the score.
Deswegen, also es wird entweder Ravenclaw oder ganz klassisch Hogwarts wollte ich gerade sagen. Gryffindor meine ich. Eins von beiden wird's. Aber ich bin mal gespannt, ob man so selber die Wahl hat. Irgendwie wäre auch geil, wenn nicht. Wenn man sich irgendwie, keine Ahnung,
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
nicht so random, aber wenn man vielleicht am Anfang irgendwie so Fragen beantworten müsste oder so und dann zugeordnet wird. Richtig.
Boston and James could be like just geeking out over
All the details come from J.K. Rowling's writings for this common room. The round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers on the
It's
fireplace.
got a real earthy vibe.
Yeah.
It's very, very earthy.
Okay, also sagt gerade, dass die ganzen Details, die jetzt man so sieht, tatsächlich von J.K. Rowling so von den Büchern kommt. Finde ich cool, wenn die sich daran so gehalten haben.
Hopefully, it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does.
But I know you don't want to leave, but we're going to be leaving.
Ich glaube, das ist auch so ein Game, das lebt einfach davon.
Whoa, the sound effects though. Like, looking back at the past trailers, it was just music.
Okay,
like,
crazy.
Hearing how Hogwarts is now.
Da sind Details so wichtig, dass man,
Yeah.
egal wo man hinguckt, dass sich nichts irgendwie so wiederholt oder so.
Right here, because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something there. Yeah. So these are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages or lore pages. And you'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some XP for it.
Mhm.
And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge up in the corner. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So we had to ask ourselves, what?
Continue, I'm sorry.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
But in our game, we had to answer the question, you know, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay, okay.
And so we have an answer to that question.
Entgegengerutscht.
And it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit
Jetzt mal den Camera
pause
hoch, dann
for
können wir
me
nämlich
up
auch hier.
before we push forward a little bit. You can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
That's your Wizard's Field Guide. And you can see your house kind of crest
in the middle,
overlaid
yeah.
over it.
Okay,
right? And you
okay.
can see that on your level as well. So that the field guide has this magical property of looking out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors have granted it to you as a late fifth year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
On the bottom.
locked into there.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges, quest challenges, exploration challenges. And you can see field guide pages are on there as well.
Yeah.
1%. We unlocked that one field guide page.
That entire category is one of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school.
Gemacht, glaube ich.
You're actually going to interact
Also es sieht
with
sehr
to help you grow
übersichtlich
and practice
aus.
your spells.
Und auch, dass überall so ein bisschen was passiert irgendwie ist schon da. Und nicht einfach sich stumpf öffnet und dann sind da die Karten. Sondern es ist echt viele Details.
There are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone.
Little glimpse of the grand staircase here. We're not gonna...
Circular staircase.
All the portraits.
The
and I did notice the flue flame just ignite right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fast travel points there. House hourglasses. We had to. How much fun was it designing those and putting all those in there? But
they're just like in the books.
Yes.
Right next to the Great Hall.
It's a nod to lore. House points is not a core mechanic or system in the game.
We
It
turn
is
it into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right there, Andrew was teasing. That's the Great Hall over through those doors. Again, we're not going there. We're just kind of like,
komm schon, ey. Oh Mann.
Cool.
Die gehen nicht in die große Halle.
Page, you know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up and.
That's a shot straight from the trailer too. Just that part right there. I recognize that.
We might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those. So.
And this must be summertime because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail I put in this is kind of I get surprised by it all.
Ja, die wollen natürlich ein bisschen.
Magic Castle. So.
Ja, das haben die mit Absicht gemacht, dass sie nicht in die Great Hall gehen. Ich meine aber das auch.
This is where the students
Es sieht so gut aus.
Kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside of the Great Hall before and after meals.
Gott. Ich weiß noch, es gab, ich
ich
glaube, es war für PS3, gab es auch ein relativ schon Open-World-spieliges Spiel von Harry Potter. Ich glaube, es war der Orden des Phönix. Da konnte man auch richtig krass rumlaufen. Das war für die Verhältnisse schon heftig gut. Aber schau. Das sieht halt so gut aus. Oh Gott. Ich will jetzt.
That landscape, that Scottish.
This location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR, and yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to
I am going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on.
No.
We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of
Ja. Sie dürfen nicht so viel verraten, ne? Das ist so.
But this is this grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
This is a big hub of the school. Like it's a big castle, but it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love that. I love
Each direction, you know, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there.
Ich werde mich so verlaufen.
You know, library straight ahead, so it's kind of the hub
of a
lot of the castle.
Even the color visually, you can just tell. Okay, green,
green go that
greenhouse.
way.
Oh my god!
A lot of it'll be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it on a daily basis. It's a castle.
Great point.
I love that Andrew.
Da vorne, das, was sie auf dem Tisch liegen haben, das ist die Figur aus der Collectors Edition. Ich hätte es schon gern, aber ey, 400 €, ne? Dafür, dass du so ein aufgeklapptes Buch hast. Schade, dass sie die Mechanik nicht zeigen, weil der Zauberstab soll fliegen können. Also fliegen.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Dedalian keys are back.
The what
Alter,
keys?
dieser britische Akzent, ich liebe es.
You've seen them flying about. Rumor is that a former headmistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys.
Oh mein Gott, da kriege ich jetzt schon Lust, das Ganze irgendwie auf Englisch zu spielen, ey. Ich liebe diesen britischen Akzent.
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
The Astronomy Tower.
So those kind of side quests are
Ich liebe es.
really, it's a cool way to interact with your fellow
Oh. Liegt nicht an mir.
students, with
Das liegt nicht an mir.
perhaps other teachers, with
es liegt am Stream.
various things like that, as well
Das ist deren Problem gerade irgendwie.
as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts. I think there's a
In this
little
case,
bit of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions, different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game wide. Some of these affect characters' lives, the ending of the game.
And sometimes it's just about you being a little bit of
Umstellen? Im Chat haben wir andere auch das Problem. Okay, was soll's.
Absolutely. So the scale really varies, but
Wie viele Leute sind im Stream? Fast 30.000 gucken den Stream gerade. Also nur auf YouTube. Der Stream läuft auch auf Twitch, aber den habe ich nicht offen. Aber jetzt gerade auf YouTube knapp 30.000.
This is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness of this area.
Very iconic, very unique to anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we can talk to, notably a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like a first year or an 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Mhm. Okay. Alle schreiben in den Chat, ey. Läuft bei denen.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoilsports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Ist wirklich strange.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
Und da kommt er dann ins Spiel natürlich. Das sind bestimmt so Sidequests, die man mal machen kann, wenn man irgendwie Leute anspricht oder so. Ich denke nicht, dass das die Hauptstory ist.
Help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can you can feel for her, you can be a jerk to her, you can be like, Gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean.
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
That's a good example of the
Gobstones too. I know people are gonna ask, Gobstones playable?
Wäre noch geil, die Augen, ey. Es wäre noch geil, wenn sich die Bilder auch irgendwie, oder dieses Mosaik gerade bewegt hätte oder so. Das müsste eigentlich der Klassenraum sein für Verteidigung gegen die dunklen Künste, oder? Sieht so ein bisschen so aus.
Kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket, just kind of for the overall
Wizard's chess.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time there was something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of like acknowledge it, touch it, you know, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here too, we're like,
I was like,
die Augen sind creepy, ey, wie die sich mitbewegen.
I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work.
Der Decke sah schon sehr cool aus. Auch wieder viele Details hier. Oh Gott, ich werde nur beschäftigt sein. Ich werde die ganze Zeit irgendwelche Sachen mir angucken. Oh je.
Can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative based.
Ich habe schon so viel Zeit in Assassin's Creed reingesteckt, ne? Ich glaube, es wird schlimmer mit Hogwarts Legacy. Ich glaube, es wird viel schlimmer.
Each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that Andrew's been kind of showing off, ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And, you know, maybe down there who's sipping some tea with
Victorian high
society.
High society.
And it's no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh, come on.
Well, like, speaking of lived in, like, the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening,
Gerade welche
and the footsteps, like,
tatsächlich.
makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that.
Mein Gott, wie geil wäre das, wenn man einfach sich auf den Besen setzen könnte und einfach da rumfliegen könnte. Imagine.
Data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player.
Right.
Help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality and
personality. I like that because it does, like, Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Oh, man wird so
Feels
viele
just a little bit different.
neue Orte entdecken.
magic for hundreds of years. It's going to kind of grow and develop. Oh, I heard something.
So hyped auf dieses Game.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic
Scheiße.
himself.
My future poltergeist too.
You know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side. That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky, and he's got his Bowtruckle friend. And I think
Hier
if
wäre,
players don't know, there's another.
auch wenn die Geister so noch so rumfliegen würden irgendwie oder so.
Map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
Der fast kopflose Nick.
Third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past.
Finde ich auch gut, wie die Sounds zwischendurch so irgendwie reinschallern.
Okay. So here we are.
Astronomieturm?
The owlery. We're looking
Ja, die Eulerei.
Ah,
Astronomieturm. Ja, wow. Da spricht der wahre Harry Potter-Fan. Die Eulerei, moin. Sieht so weit weg aus. Ich bin mal gespannt, ob es so auch so Schnellreisepunkte geben wird. Ich glaube, die haben am Anfang irgendwie sowas gesagt. I don't know. Aber die haben auch keine große Karte gezeigt, ne? Da bin ich mal gespannt, ob man noch eine große Karte aufmachen kann.
But we're closing it out here in the clock tower, so another recognizable location. But this is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret dueling club, is that the students have put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here,
who's in a younger year, but we kind of like that that he's running things.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game, this is going to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game like really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Yeah. So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There are certain spells what the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot.
Was ich mich seit dem letzten Trailer frage, wo wir diese Geschichte da mit Crucio gesehen haben, man lernt ja auch so Kampftechniken. Aber das kann ja nicht nur sein, um gegen andere Schüler zu kämpfen oder so. Ich will so gern wissen, wofür wir diese ganzen Sachen lernen und was es damit auf sich hat. Wenn es jetzt alles so, was so die Umgebung angeht und so, aber zur Story selber weiß man ja gar nichts. Ich glaube auch nicht, dass die irgendwas dazu verraten werden.
How to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again, you can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things like cooldowns through your talents, different things that allow you to kind of like juggle and adjust and update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them, and that's how you access all those.
Oh man, it looks like we're about to get some action over here.
Yeah, so this is a great way to kind of learn how to pull things together,
so you
pull those combos right together.
Here. Yeah. Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Well done,
Andrew.
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
Hallo, Schuh.
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
Gut gemacht, Kollege.
Weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
I think now we can take on something a little more
Okay, das sind echt so
challenging.
kleine Sidequests. Ich hoffe auch, Schub, dass es...
Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Okay, er kann einfach weiter üben, oder?
I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause the
Szenario. Es ist Hermine. Es ist Minerva McGonagall. Nein, es ist Harry McCloudy. Ich habe vorhin schon gesagt, ich bin Professor Trelawney. Tom. Ja, Schuk, auf jeden Fall hoffe ich, dass... Ich hoffe sehr, dass es für die Potterheads insane wird. So wie jetzt für die Leute, die auf God of War gewartet haben und einfach ein Meisterwerk dahingelegt bekommen haben. Es ist wirklich heftig gut. Genau, du freust dich sehr auf dieses, auf dieses Game. Wirklich, ich habe vorhin schon erzählt, heute Morgen, ich war noch gar nicht wach. Ich wollte nur Instagram aufmachen, um wach zu werden, keine Ahnung. Ich gucke immer dann morgens so mit einem Auge. Und dann stand dieses Showcase heute und ich dachte so, oh mein Gott. Und dann war ich instant wach. Cool, macht schon wieder Sachen hier. Ich can't, ey. Kann auch so losgehen jetzt schon, ne? Noch 3 Monate müssen wir warten. Es ist nicht mehr so lang, aber könnt auch jetzt starten. Hoffentlich werden wir nicht enttäuscht. Also nach den ganzen Verschiebungen etc. und das, was wir jetzt sehen, bin ich wirklich guter Dinge. Bin wirklich guter Dinge, dass wir da etliche Stunden reinsuchten werden. Vom Menü her und so, das sieht schon sehr liebevoll aus. Also da sieht nichts irgendwie hingeklatscht aus oder wir müssen schnell fertig werden etc. Das sieht schon sehr viel Liebe zum Detail aus. Trotzdem gebrochen, dass kein Multiplayer ist. Ja, man weiß halt, also keine Ahnung, vielleicht kommt da ja noch irgendwie was, vielleicht wird ja irgendwann noch mal was gepatcht oder so, aber es ist natürlich so ein Game wie Assassin's Creed halt im Prinzip, so wie das, was jetzt aktuell auch gerade da ist, Valhalla. Ist sehr ähnlich so vom Stil her, ne? Oh mein Gott. Stellt euch vor, irgendwann wie bei GTA gibt's einfach Hogwarts Legacy Roleplay. Ciao, dann kündige ich meinen Job. Alter, dann würde ich... nee. Ciao. Also dann würde ich auch Roleplay machen. Dann würde ich safe auch Roleplay machen. Zu 100 Trilliarden%.
A lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea that's pretty unique to the Wizarding world.
Understandable.
Well, perhaps you should try that next time. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you.
Ich weiß nicht, wie es euch geht, ne? Viele mögen es nicht, aber ich liebe diesen britischen Akzent, ne?
Or at least surviving the next round.
Ich mag das so gerne hören
See
irgendwie.
you then. The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
Auch, also ich kann euch auch Feedback jetzt schon In-Game-Sound geben. Kopfhörer auch insane. Er ist ja jetzt gerade, für mich gerade aus der Kamera nach da rausgegangen. Und du hast genau gehört, wie es hier lang gegangen ist und weniger wurde in die Richtung. Leute, ich habe mir einen PS5-Controller bestellt jetzt mit Pedals. Ich hoffe, er ist bald da. Also vor dem Spiel auf jeden Fall. Und ich bin gespannt, wie sich das dann anfühlen wird. Ob die da auch halt irgendwie Trigger eingebaut haben. Lario Roleplay würde ich mich sowas von sehen und würde mir so eine Armee des Bösen aufbauen. Machst dann den Voldemort, sagst du? Okay, ich bin dann ist eine weiblichen Harry-Version. Henrietta Potter bin ich dann. Und halte dich auf.
Everything that you've seen, but I think, James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things. So while we're done
Lord Lario, ach du Scheiße, ich kann nicht mehr. Einfach Lord Lario. Nein. Ich mach die Henriette Potter.
All right, so some of these questions we did pull from the community secretly, but I did pull from the community. So,
and also from, I mean, going through this, I feel like you've
Boah, ich weiß nicht, was ich von dem von diesem Collectors-Buch halten soll. Das liegt die ganze Zeit vor denen. Warum machen die nicht, dass man sieht, wie der Zauberstab schwebt? Das ist das Buch, was da liegt. Das ist das Ding, was in der Collectors-Edition ist. Das kostet 400 €. Abgesehen davon, dass das Spiel ein Huni kostet, ne? Aber man zahlt 300 € für dieses Buch. Mann. Warum? Hermine McCloudy.
Lots of things. There's kind of like a barber shop in Hogsmeade that you can go to, and
of course, there's a wizard barber.
You could change your hair color for holidays or something, right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
And the game features a lot of appearance customization in it, so there's a ton of options there. But that's in terms of like your character and stuff that you have, the character creator. It's like a smaller set of what you saw there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, awesome. Next question.
Hat er gerade gesagt, dass der Charakter oh, jetzt machen wir beantworten die Fragen. Er hat eben gesagt, dass der Character Maker eine kleinere Version von dem war, was uns noch erwartet? Oder habe ich jetzt scheiße zugehört? Jetzt ist der Zauberstab. Aber doch, da bewegt sich der Zauberstab. Aber Alter, 300 €, es ist...
So I think there's a bunch of things to do, and when it comes to class, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are
es sieht cool aus, es würde auch im Stream so geil aussehen, aber Alter, 300 €, das ist too much, Leute.
With your professor. And so there are opportunities to study, so to speak, like with that, but they do all take the form of our
viel zu viel,
mission
ja. Leider. Also 300 inklusive dem Spiel, ich glaube, dann hätte ich es gemacht. Dann viel zu teuer noch, aber das Problem ist, wenn man seit Jahren sich die Assassin's Creed Collectors Edition holt, ein so großes Game hat und weiß, was in diesen Boxen ist und vor allem die Box an sich ist so krass geil jedes Mal. Ja, und das Ganze für 100
changes.
Keine Ahnung,
like
was
the way
habe ich
you
bezahlt?
approach the battlefield and things like
140
that.
oder so.
I'd say that's no more true
40?
than
Kann das angehen?
with, like, Dark
150?
Arts, for example.
160?
And as you go down
Auf jeden Fall
that
unter
line
200 Euro.
and you kind of play around with those
Und
talents,
so
it
viele
really does
Extras,
start to kind of, like,
kosmetische
affect
Sachen
how you approach
etc.
combat and how you think about the battlefield.
Da haben die leider ein bisschen reingekackert.
Touching the dark art stuff, but I know many of you guys will be.
Maybe on your second
Aber Leute, ich werde mir meine eigene Collectors Edition basteln. Ja, ich habe da so ein paar Ideen und so. Und die wird keine 400 Euro kosten und wird richtig geile Sachen enthalten. Auch personalisierte Sachen und so. Das boxen wir dann in der Woche an, bevor Hogwarts Legacy kommt. Ist offiziell, ja, die Lage ausverkauft. Kannst du schon nicht mehr bestellen. Kriegst du nur noch teilweise über Österreich, die Collectors. Offiziell hat es die in Deutschland auf deren Seite nie gegeben. Da steht immer noch Coming Soon. Ich habe gecampt auf so vielen Seiten zum Release. Keine Chance gehabt. Keine Chance. Wochen später in Österreich für über 400 Euro. 450 oder so. Das ist gestört. So gestört.
It's really funny because I want to give a different answer and I will.
Ich weiß nicht, ob man sie noch
I
bekommt.
actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar. Because my favorite thing when running around, playing the game, and getting to know, Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God, right? Because you want the person architecting it to really know that. But when I rewatch the films or I'm rereading passages from the books, there's a different relationship to those things having played the game.
Right.
Angeblich gerade wieder bei GameStop.de.
Seeing location, I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know what's around that corner in the film. Like if you go down this way,
Gehst du auf die Seite?
and there's this person over here, and this thing happened, and it just adds all this
derzeit nicht verfügbar.
that you already love.
And that's you're going to add your own story.
Yeah.
So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
Yeah.
Das ist so,
Yeah.
oh, warte mal, wo ist die Kamera? Da.
Kann
man gar nicht erkennen, das ist so weiß.
Auf
jeden Fall 299. Gehst halt so auf Shopping. Wird sie angezeigt. Bei eBay wird sie schon für 599 gehandelt.
And wrapping it up, for me, it's just bringing the community together with it and sharing those stories because it is your story and you are going to be writing. This is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places.
Ich habe auf 3 verschiedenen Browsern, wo sie offiziell zum Verkauf stehen sollte, gecampt. Sad war nur, Amazon hat einfach einen halben Tag vorher, also als es bei uns Nacht war und halt amerikanische Zeit nicht, hat Amazon gedroppt gehabt. Als ich wach geworden bin, morgens um 6, war ausverkauft auf Amazon. Das war wieder so Klassiker Amazon, ey. Und die offiziellen Seiten waren instant, es ging gar nichts.